No human being is illegal on earth. This is coming from an educated person, allegedly, a whole doctor. I'm not sure if a doctor of medicine or doctor in some sort of thesis that some of these people throw at us and act all intelligent, and we must accept that because their title is doctor. I think I saw somewhere she also was advertising what looked like a book written Dr. T. Of course, I'm not interested in all of that. I couldn't care less what comes out of her mouth or what she wrote in that silly little book that I saw. Hey, a lot of time was taken. I respect that. But me, where a South African does not stand with me, I don't support a thing that comes from them. I don't care how good it is. Now, she was trying to justify the influx of illegal foreigners into the city of Johannesburg. I mean, Metro FM DJ, I love the way she put it because I am that Joburger that looks at my city and I don't recognize it anymore. And she comes and says, well, no human being is illegal on earth. Who spoke about an illegal human being on earth? What does that even mean? What does that mean? I mean, you can tell it's that whole idea of debordering the African continent. And when the African continent is debordered, everybody is not going to go to Algeria. Not everybody, in fact, nobody is going to go to Burundi. Nobody's going to go to Zimbabwe. All road will lead to South Africa. All road will lead to where we'll be suffocated, erased. And the EFF is saying, that's exactly what we want. And then you want me as a Joburger to put an X next to you, your political party, the Economic Freedom Fighters, knowing very well that it wants to erase my identity, wants to erase my culture, wants to erase South Africa. That's not going to happen. And most importantly, erase my city. I sit as a Joburger and I'm like, no ways. I want my city back. I want to be able to walk down the streets of Johannesburg like how I used to when I was a preteen teenager to about my mid-20s, where Joburg was recognizable and I was having the time of my life. And it was thriving. You had businesses and it was conducive for you to also thrive in the city. But the EFF says, no, 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 not for you no more. If there's a political party that is begging South Africans not to vote for it, it's definitely the EFF. I've said this numerous times before. I've been accused of being a hater of the EFF. And I always said, if that's how you think, you are quite lazy. Because now EFF is beginning to show you its true colors. And that's exactly where I was leading you to before all these exposés began. That think a little bit deeper. You got a gray matter up here. And I know you can use it. Do not use it at the point where now you ask these questions. How did we get here? I get that question all the time. And I think of my entire 30s, used it on warning South Africans. You need to stop voting the ANC. The ANC is taking away what you deserve. But no, you will get attacked, of course. People will say, okay, I mean, you can go to I used to be on Twitter a long time ago. So if you go there, you will see how I used to get attacked and warning about the very thing that is happening today. Because, you know, when you use your gray matter, the whole point of going to school is to see something coming from a distance. And I've always said this before. It's to see something coming from a distance. You analyze it. So that when it's here, you don't ask yourself, how did we get here? So same goes with EFF supporters. Many of them, they're asking that question now. How did we get here? I've been saying it all along. But no, because I'm a lowly voice, an insignificant voice, and I understand my position and my little corner. But that I did say something. And I'm going to continue to say something. If you ever considered of voting the EFF on the 4th of November, you are going to have to accept your illegal foreigner neighbors. And forget waking up in the morning to go look for work. You know why? Because those white people, very happy with the EFF right now. And I'm talking about the exploiters, not the white people that adhere to the law and they have businesses and they're hiring South Africans and doing the right thing. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the exploiters, the slave drivers. Right now, they're like this, yes, EFF, yes, EFF. Convince all of them, EFF, please, please, EFF, vote for. They might as well come out and campaign for EFF. Not because they like EFF, they are campaigning for EFF because EFF is bringing exploitation of black people to South Africa. But remember, they don't like us because as South Africans, we come with labor relation rights. EFF is not thinking about that. EFF couldn't care whether you come with labor rights or not. Because at the end of the day, who gets pushed aside when it comes to job opportunities? It is the South African. Why? Because the South African comes with labor rights. Forget the constitutional rights because they don't respect the constitutional rights of a South African. The EFF is quite clear on this one. They are saying no human being is illegal on earth. Can somebody please define what that means? But anyways, I will let you listen to the video of the mayoral candidate for the city of Johannesburg under EFF. Here we go.
And a lot of what people are talking about is the irregular migratory status that many people possess. As a human being on this earth, you can't be illegal on earth. The same way we understand the racism of apartheid and how it made blackness, even us who were born here, to be illegal. We have to understand that migratory status, age, sexual orientation, gender identity, whether you are from a poor background, urban or peri-urban center, those are already grounds that are prohibited to discriminate people on purely because they are migrant. What we are against as the EFF is people taking it upon themselves to be law enforcers. What we are against as the EFF is the vigilante groups that then set up and make themselves parallel structures from the national government. As fellow Africans, as fellow citizens, we can't be the ones to met out punitive measures and violence. Okay, the migrant people that people often talk about. There's a certain march that happened. What was their measure of success after that march? It was publicized everywhere in the world. You knew. What was their measure of success? And if we want to be Afrophobic, then give us the alternative framework. Because the one we're working on in the city of Johannesburg draws directly from the Constitution. The laws in the city are supported by human rights framework in the Constitution. If you want us to be xenophobic and Afrophobic, then give us the framework, give us the tools. And those people fail because they're using hate, they're using evil to other people.
Hey, don't ask me what is she talking about. She is saying a whole lot of nothing. The problem with people who think they're smart because they got a title, doctor. I think over the months this year, we've seen that just because you're a doctor of philosophy or whatever, it does not necessarily mean that you are smart. I mean, what did you understand out of that? What is she saying? But of course, she's trying to justify why illegal foreigners are welcome in the city of Johannesburg under her leadership of Johannesburg as a mayor. That we will have for illegal foreigners, and she will do everything in her power to protect them against South Africans. So if you are a Joburger and you are inspired by this, please don't bother. Don't bother being a South African, because that would be taken away from you anyway. Because the moment you have people that are illegally here, I mean, we are seeing them coming back. We're seeing once again the Limpopo River getting filled with undocumented illegal foreigners. Even BMA was complaining this week about the return of undocumented illegal foreigners. And of course, where they are going to. Where do you think they're coming to? They're coming back to our communities. But here's my fear. Because the likes of EFF, I don't think any South African at this point take them seriously. I'm not worried about the EFF mayoral candidate to Johannesburg, or for Johannesburg, whatever it is the proper grammar is. What I am worried about is the antagonization of South Africans. BMA cannot just complain and say, oh, we are now getting overwhelmed with undocumented foreigners crossing the Limpopo River. Because once South Africans find out that this is happening and the government is not being proactive about going to these borders, I mean, I'm talking like, why don't you just get the army out? They are just sitting there anyways, doing nothing. Do what you did during Kororo. Remember South Africa on the 26th of March 2020? Suddenly when we woke up in the morning, there were army on our streets. Let's do the same thing at our borders. Because those people, as they cross over, they are antagonizing South Africans. By antagonizing South Africans, we are now going to have real scenes of vigilantism. I don't think our government actually foreseeing this. I kept worried. I'm worried about those people that are crossing. Because the moment they come back into the South African communities, they're like, Anizo, we have been trying our level best to listen to our government, not to take matters into our own hands. Because as they're crossing the Limpopo River undocumented, they are going back to the same people who employ them, exploiting them, and also the replacement of South Africans. Sooner or later, we are going to now seeing South Africans being fired or retrenched from food delivery and all these new jobs that South Africans have gotten in the past 2-3 months. Suddenly now, they're no longer needed. Why? Because undocumented foreigners managed to make their way back to South Africa, managed to bypass all of what needed to be bypassed, and got back to where they used to be. Exploited. South African removed. Do you think those South Africans that have now tasted how to wake up in the morning and when the month comes to an end, they stand in a queue in an ATM to withdraw money that they worked for? The pride that they feel when they're at an ATM and you come and snatch it away? Of course, you are calling for some kind of unfortunate event. What is wrong with our government not thinking ahead? You took a virus and you placed an army for it, but you cannot for humans that are, of course, coming in to start a whole new unfortunate events like vigilantism. Worst case scenario, even murder. I don't support that 100%. And I'm not saying that South Africans will be justified in doing that. I don't support violence in any form or shape. But those that are antagonized, what do you want them to do when the government is hamstrung? Not because it doesn't have the resources, it does. The problem is the people that are in this government. They are hamstrung. And now when South Africans react, suddenly they have 600 million rand to spare. What is wrong with our leadership? Somebody needs to make it make sense to me, because I don't get it. That is why the likes of this Dr. T, of the EFF, she speaks this confidently. Why she speaks this confidently? Because she knows that this government is useless when it comes to illegal foreigners. I mean, it has no idea, no plan, no deadlines, nothing. We've been waiting for deadlines. And this side, the very same undocumented aliens that are coming into South Africa, they leaders, they governments, they propagate in the good name of South Africa. They are calling us names. I mean, I saw a video of a Nigerian lady in the Nigerian government saying South Africans are lazy in every form you can imagine.
We've seen South Africans. What's so special about them? What's so special about them? Still these Nigerians and other Africans that they are driving away that have been providing employment for South Africans. These ones that Nigeria helped to come out of apartheid, to come out of gross marginalization. They have not been able to get their foot. Most of them they are claiming that it's Nigerians that made them drug addicts. They have been drug addicts even before Nigeria got there. They are lazy mentally and in every way you can think of. Other Africans are withdrawing. Let's see how that their spirit of enterprise will help them.
And yet her people and herself come to a country of lazy people in every form. Who does she think is building this country? Who does she think this country stands as it does for them to come here? Whether it's for greener pastures, for leisure, or for business, or whatever the case might be. You can tell that all of this is to tarnish the good name of South Africa. And the EFF is happy to hear all of these things said about us. Instead, in fact, they are saying, bring your people. Bring them all if you have to. And I don't even want to use Pan-Africanism, because at this point, Pan-Africanism is a crime against South Africans. South Africans lost lives because of Pan-Africanism. We've lost lives of children being sold drugs, children being sold spoiled or poisoned foods, children that have been kidnapped. To this very day, their families are looking for them. Girls being kidnapped. And in recent days, we are hearing that they unalive them and they open them up and use them as vessels to transport drugs. Pan-Africanism is doing that. And the Pan-Africanists, when you bring that to their attention, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to acknowledge it. They don't want to discuss it. What they want is the destruction of South Africa. And we must allow it. That's what EFF is about when it comes to South Africans. That is why it is no surprise when the mayoral candidate of Johannesburg from the EFF saying exactly what she's saying. That there is no such a person that is illegal in South Africa. Whichever person that is. I know, I get it. They say no African is illegal in Africa. The fact of the matter is borders do exist. I would challenge any EFF member to hop on a plane and go to any African country without a passport, just a passport. I challenge you. You know why they can't? Because there are borders. Whether those borders were installed in 18 what not by Berlin what convention, The fact of the matter is they exist. And each country is a sovereignty. And each country has its own rule of law, which includes immigration laws. So to say no African is illegal in Africa, you stupid. Plain and simple. You cannot hold a doctorate and think like that. You cannot hold a doctorate and think like that. How do you want us to respect you? I mean, your party is already falling apart. In fact, it's finished. It's ashes at this point. So what do you think is going to happen to you after the EFF? Who is going to respect you? Who is going to take you seriously, Dr. T? You'll be a doctor by just a title. But behind your back, we'll be laughing at you. We'll be talking and pointing fingers at you and saying, oh, dumb doctor who thinks that there's no African that is illegal in Africa. And yet there are borders. Go anywhere in Africa, Dr. T, without just your passport. I want to see something. And when EFF has fallen, as it's actually in ashes right now, we want to see you travel Africa without a passport. I'm very interested in that. I want to see if you as an African, if you will not be legal or legal there. I want to see. Without a passport. Why y'all do this to yourselves beats me. Oh, it beats me. But what I'm glad about, when I was looking at the comment section of this video, over 90% saying this lady, she needs help. Whatever help that is, I don't think they mean like, let's help her become the mayor. No, it's not that kind of help they're talking about. And I agree with them. The EFF keeps begging South Africans not to vote for it. And I'm for it all. And I'm here for it too. I won't be putting my eggs next to EFF. Well, I never have. Never will. I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts about this dumb statement? No human being is illegal on earth. What? Anyways, thank you all so much for listening. I'll see you next time in the new one. Goodbye.